I'm Grizzly Greg. Hit that thumbs up button. Drop a comment. Always smash that subscribe button. Thank you to my sponsor, Pandemic Performance. Check them out on Instagram, Facebook, and pandemicperformance.com for all your performance needs. Enjoy the video. Okay, everyone, I am mounting a Badlands 3500 ZXR winch kit onto my 2022 Grizzly SE that you've been seeing in a lot of videos lately. It's gonna kind of show you on what I decided to do. Not saying that this is the right way to do it. Not saying that this is the best way. It's just the way I did it with Big Blue, and I've had zero issues with my winches other than the actual winch going bad down there, because that's where the elements are mostly. So what I'm doing is the contactor is always the spot on where you can put the contactor. Where are you gonna put the contactor? It's always kind of a questionable item. I'm putting mine in here. That's the fender compartment. Some people might not like that, which is fine, but that keeps it out of the elements 90% of the time. There is a drain on this compartment, as you can see right here. So if water does get in there, it happens. No big deal. Yamaha's got a nice cutout here in the plastic to feed all the cables through. Be patient, because it is a little bit tedious. What I did was I drilled a couple of holes right here to get a couple cables through. The cables off the winch I just wound up underneath the radiator, and then I'm going to zip tie them tight to this mount up here right above the shock, and then they went up right through here too. They didn't have to go up into the battery tray area at all. They just kind of snuck between the battery tray and this silver plastic and came through this opening. And then you got this this wire, which attaches to all these small items here. And I mounted my switch right there on the inside. Down below, a little different. Usually I mount it like right here and I put it up top here. I'm gonna try this. Why not? And then it's just a matter of really carefully putting the cables. So I got the black ground cable right here ready to go. This red wire you're supposed to hook into your ignition system, but the only way to do that on a Grizzly, as far as I know, is to tee into the power wire on the ignition, and I'm not doing that. If it had terminals where I could just kind of add it to the terminal, it'd be better, but it doesn't that I see. If someone else has done that, please comment below and correct me or tell me what you did. The circuit breaker box kind of fits good right here. It's gonna be all the way of everything. I might stick a zip tie on it just to kind of secure it somewhere. But once I get this power cable onto here, should be no big deal. And then everything's gonna tuck in here nice. Put the plastic over top. Should be good to go. I will add a little bit of silicone. Where these wires go in here, I might squeak a little silicone in there before I squeeze it all back up in there, or gasket material actually, just to keep a little bit more water out. It ain't gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be good enough for what I do with it. And then this stays predominantly dry most of the year, which is kind of nice. And when it does get water in it, just drain it out. So a couple times a ride you might have to drain it out. It's no big deal at all. I don't even put the boots or nothing on them. Just leave them out there, stick a little dielectric grease maybe on them. So that's how I did it. So any questions, please ask. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Otherwise, it's pretty much how I did it. Thank you. Hey everyone, I didn't finish the video from yesterday on the winch install. I give you a little bit of a lowdown on how I was running everything. I just want to kind of do a quick minute video here on how everything turned out. So in here, finally getting this mounted was a pain in the butt, but everything's in there, everything runs out there, and I silicone the holes shut. So this silicone, you don't want to buy the stuff that dries really hard. This stuff stays a little spongy. So once I let it dry for 24 hours, I actually took my fingers and I kind of pushed on this, and it kind of pushed it into the empty or voided spaces to kind of help hopefully seal out a little bit more water. This ain't gonna be perfectly sealed, but at least it'll keep 95% of the water out as I'm riding. And then reason Another reason too to mount it into this piece is because it actually has its drain. There's actually a drain on it right here. So if the water does come in there, you know, drain it out. I do gotta take a grinder and just grind these off a little bit more, and I might add a couple dabs of JB Weld just to hold that nut tight so it doesn't come loose. As you see, the wires come right through here, all right into that box, and I can feel silicone up in there also, so that works good. But the wires ran away from the shock, so, and I added some more weight to the front of this four-wheeler. So I bought a set of spanner wrenches, which I never had before. I bought a set of spanner wrenches. So if you got shocks that don't have a lot of adjustment, but just have basically the adjustment down here, them are the cat's meow. So I tightened up the shocks one notch because the front end was very, very spongy. So with an extra 30-40 pounds on the front and with my fat ass on it, I figured I'd just do one click a little tighter. So, but yeah. Looks good. I will get the Warren hook. There's a really nice heavy-duty Warren hook that they sell on Rocky Mountain ATV that is really nice. I'll probably grab that hook because I got it on my Grizzly over here. This hook right here. This thing is about 5 years old, and it's getting a little sloppy, but it's still holding good, so gotta get that Warren hook. But other than that, yeah, turned out good. Everything ran good. Mounted that out of the way a little bit. Out, in. As I explained earlier, the ignition on the Grizzlies is all sealed up, and you would literally have to tap into the power wire in order to hook the winch up to the ignition. So I just hooked it to the battery. If it ends up draining my battery at some point, maybe I'll stick a toggle in the middle there and mount the toggle right here. So then when I start riding, if I want to use the winch, I'll just flip the toggle on. But as of right now, the least amount of holes that I drill in my plastic, the better. So yeah, so I do a summarization of the project for everybody. And stay tuned to the next video. Big ride upcoming this Saturday.